To twist or not to twist? That is the question that I get posed a heck of a lot. So today I'm going to talk specifically about that. Hi, I'm Margaret Martin, registered physical therapist, certified strength and conditioning specialist. And my goal is to help you age well and keep you safe. When I suggest modifications, those modifications are simply because I have your best interests in mind, and also because it's great body mechanics. So let's get started. First thing we're going to cover is vacuuming. Whether you have a cordless or a corded vacuum, it doesn't matter. But so often I'll have clients tell me, oh, their back hurts so much after they vacuum. And I'll have them demonstrate. And these are such light vacuums these days, they don't even think twice. They're always, people are just pointing in the same direction, and they might reach behind them, and reach in front of them. But that repeated little rotation that's happening is harmful on our backs. So just always think, where am I vacuuming next? And that's where your feet are going to point. If you're going to be vacuuming underneath something, and you want your dominant foot, or the lead foot at least, to be pointing in the direction. So now if I'm going to vacuum into the corner, I'm going to have my lead foot point there. The role of the back foot is to pivot, so pivoting off. Now, something as light as a vacuum, you don't have to incorporate a lot of leg motion, but so much healthier to bend, again, from the legs than to bend your back. So if I was going to have to reach, I could do that with my back and pay the consequences after, or I can bend with my knees. And then I pay the consequences, but they'd be positive consequences in that you'd have stronger legs. Now, next thing we're going to cover, opening a window or patio door. So many individuals have reached out to me because it hurts their back, or they hurt their back while doing so. So if you could imagine this door as a patio door, most people just face the door and then they try to yank it. And you see how if my feet are pointing facing the door, all that rotation and twisting is happening at my lumbar spine, at my low back. So in order to use the muscles that you've been working on and stronger muscles in your lower body, you actually want to point your feet where you want the door or the window to open. So you could then hold the handle of the door and push using your legs. And so whether you're doing that to open a sliding door or a big window, it's going to be so much easier on your back. The next example I want to share is moving furniture. And I see this all the time when I do consults. I'll ask people to get chairs, and I look at how they move their chairs. So if I was going to ask you to just grab the chair to bring it in closer, so often people will just go, oh, sure. And they will do a little bit, they might move their foot a little bit in that direction, but then undoubtedly what happens is I see them twisting their spine, and then they're pulling the chair from a distance like this. This twisting can be avoided by using your legs. And so you always want to come up to the piece of furniture, use the strong muscles again, and then always just rotate. But I'm rotating from my feet and moving the chair in a healthier fashion that, again, is much safer for your back. Now let's just cover one more thing, and that's just picking smaller items off the floor. So often with smaller items, people will go, oh, I don't, my back's going to be fine. It's just something small. And so again, they want to skip the one step, or they just never have thought of it because of body mechanics. And so you might find that your feet are still pointing at the task that you were just doing, and then you're like, oh, I want to pick that up. And so this twist, again, is much more difficult on the back than if you did the twist, and I'm going to use it for putting it down, where I turn my feet and come down with my legs, so that, again, I'm moving as one. So you'll see how each of these examples, I'm still having to do a move to the side, which involves, in a sense, a rotation, but the rotation is of the whole body. The shoulder girdle, the pelvic girdle, and the feet all end up moving as one. So be back through the vacuuming, be it picking up a piece of furniture, picking up a smaller item from the floor, moving a sliding door, any of these moves involve the entire rotation and strength that you have throughout your body. Changing a habit is one of the hardest things you can do. So changing how you move throughout the day, whether it's your vacuuming, how you move your furniture, how you put a child into a car seat, all of those things that involve a twisting move requires you to be mindful, requires you to pause, think about it until you build that new habit. But once you do, you'll be set for life and you'll be serving as a great role model for the next generation. If you find yourself wondering about moves, that might involve some twisting, such as in the garden, such as shoveling snow, those kind of things, I have a playlist for you just specifically covering these extra moves. So all of this to keep you safe, to keep you enjoying life and aging well. Thanks for joining me today. I'm Margaret from Amelia Guide.